in the bottom center location. What is he? He's not sad. He's not angry. He's not apathetic.
I am happy.
Actually, I guess you could be happy and apathetic about something. I take that back.
Huh. Good thing I was going to call you on that in a moment.
You gonna call me out?
Yeah.
Good thing I got out of there in time. I'm the horse that does escape from the burning barn, Ro32. I don't run back inside. In the left location, down one game, we have
The next Kyrix.
actually both these guys are down one game, so
well,
a lot of pressure here.
This is a potential Codex life on the line, Cases. The up and down matches have become so difficult, and there's less and less spots available everywhere as you can qualify in more ways for the GSL nowadays through some of these tournaments outside of Korea.
Right.
So Kyrix is going to go ahead and go for pool first. Will he get gas, or is this just going to be a pretty safe expansion?
We'll see soon enough. Meanwhile, the spawning pool is being planted. And, yep, we'll just have to see where this game goes. It should be pretty long.
Yep. Happy only going one barracks. Was wondering if he was going to make a second one there for some pressure. But it looks like it's just going to be a one barracks expansion. Most popular TVZ build in StarCraft 1.
And looks like this drone is going to escape. You can see that Happy tried to do a grab there with all of his workers. Kill it. It didn't work. So that's several minerals that Happy basically lost.
Yeah, certainly true. But when it does work, you feel like a king. And the third player, he feels like a fool.
Now, it is the one barracks expand here. We tend to see more builds like this the bigger the map is.
You know what's really quite cool, Tasteless, is despite the pool first, he did not make a single Zergling. Just let his opponent see, okay, you're doing a pool first, but he's just going to drone behind it. So a pretty high economy opener by Kyrix, now having to make some Zerglings as that bunker's thrown down. He realizes, oh my god, Happy, this guy will throw down a bunker at a moment's notice. I love it.
Yeah, he's definitely a bunker person. And what he's doing here is he's just trying to fake a bunker rush. He was never actually planning on having that win the game or anything like that.
Yeah, he wanted to force some Zerglings out, and in fact, he did force some out, but only 2, which is something that Kyrix probably wanted pretty soon just for scouting purposes anyways.
More barracks being added up here. Kyrix may go for a timing push here. We've seen that a lot when the Zerg's taken the third base. Something SC's done.
Yeah.
Very effectively.
We'll have to see from Kyrix. He is just droning right now, spending all of his minerals and larvae on his drones, getting speed now, and not taking his drones off the gas. So that's kind of interesting. Normally you'll see them take off the gas, at least for a little bit, to really help your economy get a little bit further along.
Right.
So I am going to be keeping my eye on that Zerg base, seeing what he actually wants to do here. We do have 30 drones against 22 SCVs at the moment. Happy's expansion being so quick this game. Really going for quite the heavy economy build.
The factory is now on the way. And also Kyrix is taking his third base.
Indeed he is. Good timing for it, I feel. A few Marines are coming out by Happy, but 14 Lings on the way for Kyrix. I like that, Tasteless. Now, speed may not finish in time. Well, it might actually.
He won't be able to get back home with that.
Yeah, I don't think so, unless he runs right now, but now already it's going to be probably too late here. And he doesn't want to lose that queen.
He should really wait for Zergling speed to finish.
Nice little surround there, doing some good damage. More Zerglings are about to pop out.
I don't know if he should send this injured queen over here.
Yeah, he definitely should. Does pull that back. And Happy, do you know to go home now?
Yeah, I'm worried he's going to keep committing to this.
Well, actually, Kyrix went right back into drones. Looks like he thought that it was going to be a little bit easier to hold that off. If Happy had kept attacking, yeah, if Happy had kept attacking, which would have been the wrong decision for him, would have turned out to be right in this case.
But if Kyrix had kept making Zerglings and counterattacked and just killed all of those Marines, Kyrix would have had a lead.
Yeah.
So kind of funny, we saw both these guys do unexpected moves.
Yeah.
I'm even surprised that Happy even moved out like that.
It's an interesting little time. He definitely forces a lot of Zerglings, and if you hit it right before speed, as we saw there, I mean, you're going to be able to kill off a lot of Zerglings. You didn't lose that many Marines to kill a ton of Zerglings off.
The problem is if you do a build like that and you keep attacking and you lose all your Marines, you're just not going to have any presence on the map later on.
Yeah, quite true. Well, he's going up to his 4 barracks, getting siege tanks to siege mode. We see the layer going up for Kyrix. He has that Baneling nest already, just to be safe. He's also getting Carapace. So it looks like he wants to stay pretty Zergling heavy.
And now the Spire is on the way. Siege mode about to finish here. And Spire, of course, you basically have to get a Spire, get Mutalisks in this matchup on this map. Because, you know, there's so many expansion locations you can get, but you got to defend them, and medevac drops are so strong for Terran. If you don't get them, you're basically allowing Terran to put you through hell on a giant map.
You know, otherwise drops just become so powerful. If you can just constantly drop you all game like we just saw happen in ST, then that is a terrible thing for a Zerg to go through.
What I'm wondering is Happy going to keep dropping after the Mutalisks are out? Because we've seen a lot of these Terrans just keep dropping. They just keep on doing that, and then the Mutalisks are like, all right, I'll take that, and they kill the medevac, and they kill the Marines. And I'm like, okay, you need to stop doing that, and they do it like 4 or 5 more times, and I'm like, okay, you've lost all your medevacs and your Marines.
Yeah, you know, when someone has a lot of mutas out, it's such an art form as to when to actually drop. You really have to pull the mutas around the map and be in charge of that. You can't just do it blindly.
Nice job here by Happy. He's going to clean up the creep. Says, hey,
that stem.
This is a big map. I don't want you having that mobility on your side.
A lot of Banelings are up. Baneling speed halfway done. The Carapace about to finish. And the factory has been gooped in the main base by that Overseer.
So less siege tanks. I think Happy would probably want to turn around right now.
Queen will go out with 65 energy. Always breaks my heart to see that, Tasteless. In fact, the siege mode, splash, eliminated the creep tumor that was under the Queen there. So, sad day for Kyrix.
You can see Kyrix is itching to move in there and attack, but he's saying, no, be patient.
This is a kind of small force for Happy. He doesn't have combat shields.
I think he needs to go back home.
Yeah, this about 30 Banelings about to pop, as well as Baneling speed, and as if he knows everything, Happy looks like he is turning back right this second. This is the exact moment Kyrix wanted to strike. What? That was good timing, Tasteless.
I don't know if he's going to actually make it all the way back home, though.
Well, Kyrix has got to go for it if he's going to go for it.
All right, he's chasing him down.
It's a lot of Zerglings getting in there. A lot of Banelings coming as well. He's got to micro those Banelings just right. He makes them all. Oh, that was a little bit brutal. But Kyrix.
Well, he wiped out everything.
Wow.
He did manage to get everything he needed to get there.
Yeah, and in the meantime, he's taking the 12 o'clock natural. So that's a beautiful base to expand to. Happy is going to very slowly take his 3rd base because of an Overlord that's been, dripping some creep there. Really nice play by Kyrix.
Yeah, it's those little things. When you're getting pushed, if you just drop that Overlord over there and have him creep all over the expansion location, if their APM isn't high enough, and they're not multitasking enough, that's going to delay their expansion tremendously, and that one little Overlord can actually be one of the factors that cost the Terran the game.
Well, right now, Kyrix, he's getting a lot of upgrades. He's starting even more Mutalisk production. Looks like, oh my god, he just caught a siege tank. Huge move right there.
Look at Kyrix being a little badass.
Yeah, he really is. In fact, he is already up 30 supply. So that is pretty big for this portion of the game. Happy's in a lot of trouble, man. And, this, to me, this means one thing. Nesty is just rubbing his hands together, saying, give me another Zerg.
Bring the Kyrix to me. They serve him Kyrix. He's chained to a stone. One of those white gowns.
Nesty is basically Jabba the Hutt and takes the Kyrix and just throws him in his mouth.
Oh, yeah, that frog that Jabba the Hutt eats?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. All right. And, not bad there, taking out a few mules. Well, this is a big problem right now for Happy. You're actually not allowed as a Terran player to make any mistakes in the mid-game, TBC here, or you're in trouble.
I mean, if you're going to go for Siege Tank Marine, you cannot be losing Siege Tanks.
I mean, maybe
you need to have a huge amount of them.
Maybe one botched drop is acceptable.
Yeah.
But that's about it. After that, it's like, okay, but you lose a lot of Siege Tanks, you lose a lot of Marines. Zerg just gets to take the entire map, and that's that.
Now, Happy's probably going to have to play a very slow game from here if he wants to actually come back and win. We see Kyrix put in a lot of money into his units right now. His drone count actually isn't perfect. It's at 66, which is, I mean, it's a good drone count if you're July Zerg style, you know, if you want to just start attacking, which is something Kyrix is sometimes
probably
known
want to
for.
have it more up at 80, something,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
85.
And on a map like this, maybe even you want to hit 100 just for a little bit,
Yeah.
you know, just to really bank up some extra minerals and gas. But
well, here's the thing: is that Terran can't leave his base.
yes,
And here's what this is where I don't get it. Is the Terran's loading up a medevac. Now he's gonna go drop somewhere, but it's like, well, is that really going to work?
well, if
I
he
don't
can
know.
get up there, you know, it's a long way for the Mutilis to fly. If he can take out one of those hatcheries up at the 12 o'clock area where he's expanding again, that's going to be huge. So we'll just have to see if it pays off for him. And oh my God.
Should not engage there. Do
Yeah.
not attack that Kyrix.
Good pullback by Kyrix. That was absolutely the right choice. And I think that drop may end up working, Tasis. Kyrix doesn't have good vision of the right side of the map. And that drop ship has been going up very easily. Yeah, it looks like he's going to drop that
Let's see
new
if it
base.
works. I'll eat my words if I'm wrong.
I think you're going to have to, Tasis, because the Mutas are down here in the main base engaging for now.
Look at how much stuff they're taking out. And
nice little Thor drop there, dealing a ton of damage to these Mutas. Mutas just flying into the natural, knowing that Thor is just too slow to really catch them.
A little miss micro there with the Mutas. 2 shots that were not fired. All right, here we go. I don't know if Kyrix meant to. I think he got pulled into that and was kind of like, all right, I'm already so far in.
Yeah, well,
You know, he took out enough.
Yeah, he did. And in the meantime, Happy, nice drop here. That'll definitely be taken out.
And I will say I was wrong. And normally we see the drops get deflected, but right now Kyrix was too focused on that expansion. Kyrix still moving in here now. Now there's not a lot of Marines, and they can easily take out these turrets. The Mutilisks can.
And the Mutas are doing a great job harassing right now, Tasteless, and Kyrix still is up 20 supply, but that Thor doing some huge damage to those clumped up Mutilisks.
Well, Kyrix is just almost too big to fail right now.
Yeah.
It's like Bank of America or something. Uh-oh. Siege tank's not in siege mode.
Yeah, that is not a good thing, and the Zerglings just get a huge surround on him. Take them out before the Banelings are killed.
Oh my God. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. You make a mistake in the mid-game Terran versus Zerg on this map, you're not going to get out.
Mm-hmm. And wow, man, I mean,
Happy is making an additional army very quickly.
he is
reproducing.
But what does he have? 42 SCVs. His main is almost dry. His natural's almost dry. His third base is almost dry. No, I don't see any way for him to actually come out and take a 4th base. Kyrix is doing very well by killing off his army over and over and over. And as Zerg, that's definitely something that you can fall back on, killing armies.
All right, just forcing the siege tanks to go into siege mode, making Terran a little bit less mobile. Now he's going to have to unsiege and try to move out again. Did he just kill the automaton?
I think he did.
Oh my God.
It's terrible. It's a travesty.
That's our favorite neutral unit.
Yes. We have favorite everythings. It's like the state bird. Why would you have a state bird? We have the map doodad.
It's like the state flower. I'm like, really? Does the state really need its own flower? Really?
Someone right now is really upset.
It's important. No, you don't have any identity. Now, we have another drop going on over here, and I got to be a little bit critical of Kyrix. He should have had more overlords spread out on the map in these space parts.
Yeah, that's
the spot for
definitely
this.
that's definitely one place he could improve upon this game. But at the same time, I mean, 17 mutas, well, 16 now after that. But he's making a lot more Zerglings. He's got 73 drones, so his drone count's looking a little bit better than it was before. Probably has to take a few more bases though.
Uh-oh. Is he going to get it? He does. Nice.
Targeting down a few mutas here.
Kyrix has got to be careful.
But this is probably going to be the final push by Happy. Doesn't really have a lot going on.
Well, the problem for Happy is he needs to actually secure the base where his siege tanks and Marines are. Because if Kyrix gets a big army, attacks into this, and wipes it out, that's GG. There's no way he's going to get his army all the way over there again and hold that spot. So Kyrix can either try to end it now or try to drag the game out.
Ooh, nice Thor volley right there. You know, he does 138 supply. We'll have to see if he can actually hold off these huge swarms of Kyrix. A lot of it will come down to Kyrix's mutas, though. Let's see. Oh, my God. It's coming, Tasteless, very soon. We do have Happy continuing to draw.
Nice. Just taking up USCDs in the meanwhile. And I think what he might want to do is actually, will not do that. Don't lose all your Mutalisks. No, don't do that. I said don't do that.
You know, if he loses, he's actually taking too much damage on his mutas right now, Tasteless. He continues to make them, but he's losing them quickly. He's taking a lot of damage on them. And he's got to be careful about that because while he does have a huge supply lead, if it's mostly Zerglings and Banelings, the very nice siege chain count of Happy might become too powerful after a little bit.
Well, we'll see. Kyrix, sometimes when I see him in late game like this, it's a little sloppy.
Yeah, definitely can happen.
Like if you notice, he stopped spreading creep tumors.
Yeah. And ouch.
Once again, Kyrix.
Huge volley right there. And he's going to go.
All right, let's see if this works. If it does, this game's going to end here for Happy. There's a lot of siege tanks, though.
There certainly are, and here we go. The Muta's magic boxing that Thor.
And the question is, did they kill off enough Marines for the Mutalisks to do the damage? I don't actually know.
We'll see in a second here. These are 3-1 Marines, and he holds. No, he
will hold this. Yeah, he will.
By
oh, my God.
The slimmest of margins. One Marine left at the end as more Marines do come up.
And now the game's going to go on.
Yeah, and suddenly Happy. I feel he's favored, Tasteless, and up here at the 12 o'clock, we do have a drop there and a drop right there, and Kyrix is actually, in the space of 2 minutes, going to take a game in which he had a pretty massive lead.
Yeah, there's really no way
and
Kyrix
throw it
should have
away.
lost this. Oh, my God.
Well, this is, as you said before, he gets very sloppy in the late game. He's not good with these huge armies. He's much better with smaller armies and aggressive tactics. The longer game where all you have to do is kind of sit back and mass up and tech up, Kyrix has a hard time with that, and that's one of the reasons that Nesty feels he shouldn't really be in Code S.
Well, I mean, Kyrix played brilliantly for quite a while, but when he just kept losing Mutalisks. So that big attack, because just so you guys know, and we always want to reiterate this for people who aren't familiar with the really specific and technical stuff about StarCraft, the goal with Baneling, Zergling, and Mutalisk is to have all the Banelings kill all the Marines, and then you lose all those Banelings and Zerglings eventually, but then whatever's left over, the Mutalisks clean up because the Marines die so quickly. All right, we have another attack over here, and one that I don't know if it's actually a good idea or not.
Well,
I think Happy should be pushing right now.
Yeah, and I think he knows
might
that
work,
as well.
but
he's getting his Ghost Academy while one Broodlord is morphing. That Greater Spire is done, but that's obviously not going to be enough. Kyrix,
you know what?
83
Actually,
supply.
I think this is about to be game here.
Yeah, it looks like it.
And another thing Kyrix could have done better this time is these space locations on the map. Put Overlords there.
Yes, definitely.
Because you're going to spot
spread
drops. I mean, the drops are not supposed to succeed on a map this big.
Well, he never even got Overlord speed this game. So
that's a good point.
That's
he never
a big
got
issue. It's hard to get your Overlords across the map against someone who's moving around a little bit, unless you do have that speed upgrade.
Yeah.
It's so cheap. It's something every Zerg needs to get every game. Except maybe in some ZVZs.
Yeah. Well, as you can see at the unit counting station here, the upper left, Zerg doesn't really have anything.
No, he's pretty low. He's getting some festers.
It looks like the start of a campaign. GG. So he's got like a Corruptor, a Broodlord, 12 Zerglings. GG.
Happy, very ecstatic,
very happy
with himself here. He really had that game lost, and he sat tight, man.
Yeah, he weathered the storm. He stayed
tied
there.
himself to his saddle, and even though he was half hanging off the horse, he got to town with the antibiotics for the children, Tasteless.
That's what he did, Artosis. You know the movie Twister? You know that part where the tornado comes and destroys a house, but he ties himself
with
to
a belt
pole?
into
it makes no sense.
It's
I'm
the stupidest thing I've ever seen.
Okay, that's what he did.
Yeah.
It's like there's no way he should have stayed through there. By the way, Twister is a terrible movie.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
He managed to go through like an F1, an F2, an F3, an F4, and an F5 tornado in one day. I'm like, really? Really?
Well, they got to get you ready. They can't just throw you into F5 taste. You'd be too scared as a little kid watching. Like, oh my gosh, that's F5. You got to build yourself up, man.
That movie's so bad.
Build up the tension. Well, Happy has eliminated Kyrix. Kyrix will be going to the up and down matches.
Yep.
Can he stay in Code S? I'm not giving him a huge chance, but maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, he played well that game. He did. There were obviously flaws, we're used to watching Nesty where it's like, oh my God, you're so good, and only people like MMA can actually kill him. We'll see, man. I don't know. He's got a few weeks of practice for it. I think it's a month away, the up and down matches, so he's got a while.
About a month.
Yeah.
So here's the next game we got then.
Nesty happy. The winner will go on to the round of 16.
I do think that MMA's Terran versus Zerg is better, is superior to Happy's.
Oh, yeah.
But it was interesting seeing Nesty in that emotional state. I don't blame that. That's actually part of what competition is. But he's going to have to really buckle down here if he wants to pull through. We're going to see if we're going to have an upset in just a little bit.
Got a couple W's down there in the bottom left, couple L's in the top right. Got a W all and an LW. Which one will add another W? Which one will add another L?
Yeah, we're going to find out. Happy is not the favorite, but you never know. Upsets occur. I didn't expect the MMA Nesty game to look like that.
Well, if someone was going to kill him in this group, I think that was him.
Yep.
Happy, he just made it in Codes. Nesty, 3-time champion. All arrows tasteless. Right to Nesty winning this.
We're going to cut to commercial, guys. When we come back, we'll have Nesty against Happy, so don't go too far away. This is the GSL.